let's get to this anyway. How have you found 2019?
Me?
Yeah.
This has been the worst year of my life and the best year at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was only the best year because in the worst times I saw the best things that made me go, this person's going to be here for a very long period of time. So I saw a lot of great, amazing people that made it also the best year of my life. But primarily without them and the situations manifesting as they were, this is single-handedly the worst year of my life.
A difficult year.
Yeah, it's been a difficult. I could see that it's been a difficult year, like personally and professionally as well, isn't it? Like the new job change and that.
Yeah,
like
by far
that was year. Like, I know that was obviously a big thing for you, and I remember we had a conversation about it, and we had to have the whole thing taken down at that point. And I thought it was a real good conversation too, which gave a lot of clarity in like mindset. Like in how you was thinking and how you are thinking today, and I think it's we were trying to find it, weren't we?
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
Is it gone?
No,
I've
got the clip somewhere, but I cannot remember where.
Because it weren't deleted. I didn't delete it anyway. So I don't know what happened.
It's not on our channel though. I went through it. It's not on the channel. It's not hidden.
Why? Did you delete it on the channel?
Yeah, it's gone from the channel.
That's mad.
I don't know why.
And do you know what?
I've got the clip.
That isn't your fault though, because the energy and the temperature at the time, you might have looked at it as an urgent situation. But primarily, that's what I mean. That's why it was the best and the worst. Because I only did that, and it was very selfish, and I explained that to you lot. It's very selfish of me to request this, but it's just because of how I viewed the situation at the time, which was that Copa 90 was a company that were looking at for my best interest.
No, I think it's sensible.
And it wasn't sensible, and I'll tell you why. Because it's all about the long-term aspects of a situation. Whatever's going to happen in life is going to happen in life. We can try and prevent it, but we should try and figure out a different strategy because this is going to happen in life. So Copa 90 as a situation are a bag of arseholes, and they were an arsehole to me. And they can never, none of them people in that company can look me in my face and tell me anything. So I'm an honest man. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't lie to everyone. I had to walk away from that company. They couldn't fire me. I walked away from that company purely because their morals and their ethics and everything they stand for let me know I can't align myself with you. I don't agree with the way in which you do things. I didn't agree at the time. I told you not to do a video. You told me, no, Poet, you need to be a part of it. And when the video went tits up, it was all my fault. But the actual report that came out was primarily based on you guys. And instead of you taking ownership for the situation like I did, you pinned all the blame on me. So you thought people would be like, yeah, it's all Poet's fault. You didn't realize how hard I had worked to just make sure I was trying to be a good person. And then I still aligned myself with you like, hey, don't worry, man, Copa 90 is great. Like, bro, you're maybe Copa 90 in terms of like the people that they had touched through the work that we done and some of the people in the office, yeah, great, but like every great company that fails is because of the top. And at the top of that company, I think there's some people there that couldn't look me in my face for an hour. They couldn't look me in my face for a minute and be honest. They couldn't look me in my face for a minute. And they might even watch this and their ego will get the better of them and they'll feel the need to do this and do that. But like I said, if we want to have an honest conversation, I have my children there, bro. You put whatever you want. Them man are not honest, and I'm vexed that I had to take that down. That's why I say it's not sensible.
But what I'm saying is, at the time, it was one of those things where you just want to almost defuel it. That's what I'm saying. You wanted to rather than fuel the fire by talking on it, and then people are like, oh no, you probably shouldn't have talked about it, because at that time it still seemed as if you were at Copper. It's just no one really knew what was going on. So at the time of you taking it down, it was obviously the sensible thing to do because that's what you did.
Yeah.
But it's only looking after and realising actually you lot are cunts that you realise I shouldn't have taken it down. But at the time it was the right thing to do.
That's why I'm saying, but it's foresight. But it's just foresight now because how a situation manifests like
in
that
the video though, in fairness,
no,
he didn't even say nothing.
He didn't say anything negative.
He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, if they were smart, but this is negative. I can tell you some of the situations I've said now is negative, and this ain't getting taken down. So in foresight, it was actually dumb because do I want to exert this type of energy? Not really. But can I help the way I feel? And I've been really, really nice about it for far too long. Yeah. I've been so nice. Yeah. If I really told man what happened at that company for the past years that I was there, bro, when we were talking about racism with Raheem Sterling, like, bro, if I told man what's really happening in certain companies that are so high up, I can't because of the job position I have. And that's why it's one of the most difficult years of my life, because the one thing I've always wanted to do the one thing I've always wanted to be a part of as I'm growing up and falling more in love with it, I don't even know what I'm in love with. I've literally this year didn't have a clue what I fell in love. I didn't know what I was in love with. I was primarily putting effort and all of this into a company that I had no say in, neglecting Halfcast and neglecting Gasworks and neglecting Filthy Fellas and Vibba and all of these things. Like, what did I even love when I was doing this job? It's just absolute trash. It's
the sick thing though, out of that though, is that you created your own thing off that. Because it was your thing. It was your thing in it, but it was under a company. Now you've taken it, and it's your own, and you've shown that you could have equally as much of an impact, if not even more, by yourselves. Because sometimes I think we can find ourselves in situations where, like, as creatives, we can go to a company and we can give our services to a company, and then like things go well, whatever it may be. But then there's like this subconscious thought of like, I need this company in order for everything else to flow around me. Do you get what I'm saying? But then you come away from that and you still do exactly what you've been doing without them, and it makes you realize the impact that you genuinely have on people as creatives. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that's one thing that it definitely showed. Nothing changed. As soon as you left and you created your own thing, the views didn't change. No. The views didn't change. The support that you had from people that enjoyed watching that show didn't change. You off the back of that as well, you ended up doing the Poet and Vuj podcast as well, which is doing really well. It's like all of these other things are happening, and they may not have happened had you have stayed there. Of course, they may have been offering good peas and a level of stability that at the time would have been good because you've got children and they're young and it's super. You got two at the same time, so everything is double. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? I already hear people that have like kids already say, "Fam, it's mad expensive." So it makes me think, right, when you got twins, it's a whole next thing. But like I always just feel like when you are a certified creative and you're already on the journey, there all of these other things, as long as you keep doing what it is that you're doing, all of the other things that help you be able to financial life will come again anyway. Yeah, and it already
and this time it's on your terms.
Exactly.
But I didn't imagine not knowing that at the time. That was
of course.
And it was all. That's
it's
why
scary.
That's why I say to you that decision I made was bad, because what we done here was a special moment for something that I'm actually a part of. I have a financial part of. I have in every aspect I'm a part of Halfcast. I neglected the growth of this for a company that didn't even really care about me. Like, them decisions there, I have to live with, and I don't I don't deal with them situations well. Like, I really don't deal with them well. So that's why when some people say, they see me talk about certain big businesses, however, and I may take myself out of a bag, but at the same time, if I don't, I'm just going to be unhappy again.
And you may not even get the bigger bag.
Bro, I'm telling you, like...
Seriously.
Chuckie, the best advice I can give to anyone is kind of like what I was saying 2 years ago. It's kind of like what I say to everybody. Like, the most important part of this whole thing is a person that is a fan of what you do. A person that loves what you do. Yeah. That is the most important person. 100%. You just got to take care of them like they were your child. If someone's interested in you, do as much as you can. Don't go above and beyond to the point where, because there's just too much people for you to do that for. But give them the respect in which they deserve. And that's what I've learned more of, because the people that actually fuck with what I do, I care more about them than individuals that I have no relationship with in any capacity, because that's the community that I'm a part of. And I think they're the most important people. So that's why, even down to like comments and all of that, if it was the comments that kind of like people would DM me certain things and I would read it and I will say that, I can just see that they're saying, I really like you, but you're acting a bit like a dick. And I'm like, I can have a conversation with this person, you know, because they've taken time out to make me aware that, look, I like you, poet, but right now you're getting left a bit. I think those are the things that I learned this year that were really, really lit.
What about you, Dan? I feel like, I remember when we had the conversation last year, I think you was like, 2019's cancelled already.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I just about made it through this one still.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm not going to lie, bro. You've actually had a phenomenal... I was trying to think, probably. Like, I was trying to think of what was, like, what you was doing in 2018, like, and what was teeing all of this up. I know that, like, literally in 2017, you was just out here. But bro,
Yeah, no,
I'm not gonna lie. Your life is different. Your life is completely different.
Professionally, it's been a good year. Like business-wise, it's been a good year, definitely. But personally, I'm more tired than I've ever been. Like, as in my mind, it doesn't stop. You see what I'm saying? And I hate. It's weird because it's a trade-off. Obviously, you get more money, more whatever it is, more whatever it is, but you actually lose a bit of peace. Yeah. Like, and I'm not sure where I want this compromise to happen. So even like next year, I've already said I need to drop something and pick something up. Something that, like, I spend a lot of time doing shit that I probably don't need to do, and I'm not even sure what these things are. But things that either cost me time or money that I don't need to do. Yeah, they're
kind of like them direct debits that go out of your account.
Yeah, the $11.99 Deliveroo.
The $7.99s and that.
Yeah. So I need to drop a couple of those, or at least try and find a way to like manage my time better, because I'm literally like, I'm juggling balls, but it's difficult.
Pause.
Oh shit! You're right. That was terrible. That's one of the worst I've seen this year.
I'm to the left of you. To the right of people.
Yeah, hey, allow me. But yeah, I'm juggling a lot of things, which is cool, but it's difficult when you got a family.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying, because it means that essentially you're going from here to there, to there to here, and you've always got somewhere to be, but then something has to give, and it's usually my home.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so now I'm trying to,
which then causes conflict.
Yeah, no, it doesn't cause conflict. It's just conflict for me. Yeah, so I want to be with my kids as much as I can.
Yeah.
But then obviously I know this place doesn't run itself. I know that there's like a couple like bits and bobs that I'm doing, like presenting wise or whatever it is I'm doing, JD or whatever it is, like that take just time, which is fine because they pay for the time, but it's like, it's not like, I feel like
you can't put a price on the time with the
things that you need to do. You can't. So now,
especially when you got kids,
I'm at a phase now where I need to like reverse a little bit of it, lose a little bit of money maybe, in order to get a little bit of time back.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard though.
It's gonna be so hard.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's like, it's because I think the difficult thing is finding out what it is. Like trying to figure out what is it that I need to do a little bit less of, because I think I don't know. I speak for me. Yeah, I get caught up in a routine sometimes. So it's like, I'm gonna do these things, but then I'm still in my routine. So I have to break the routine somewhere, but trying to find what the part to break is difficult at times.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's why I try not to live my day-to-day life like a routine.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no routine really.
I'm lucky though, in a sense of, but I lose a little bit, like you were saying as well, because my routine's messed up when I had to fly my kids back to Sweden. So my routine's gone now. Yeah. So my kids are back. I've walked away from Copper, and now I've walked away from a job, and my kids are not here, which means I'm making a lot less money, but I still need to find a way to fly to Sweden to see my kids. And that just meant my whole thinking pattern has to be rearranged to a bit of an unorthodox style, for the simple fact that a routine will give just a bit of like complacency in it.
Yeah. When I say routine as well, I mean routine in a mindset, not in the practicality, but like a routine mindset of like, okay, I got to do this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that, and like we're self-employed people. We technically do what we work how. We have, like, we're contracted to do jobs or whatever it is, but sometimes in your mind you can just be caught. Like I more mean it in a sense of when you really realize now that there's just a couple of things that I just need to just let go of. In our minds, when we're already in that headset of I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Sometimes, for me anyway, I do find it difficult to break it, and I realize that actually pisses me off, because sometimes I get really annoyed. I'm like, why am I getting so annoyed? But then I'm realizing in my head, my mind is trapped in a routine and I don't like it.
So then how did you change that for this year? Because this year arguably has been one of your most successful years online. So therefore you had to kind of break the routine in some capacity. So first of all, reviewing your 2019, how did it go? But also then what did you change to break your pattern?
Do you know what? Yeah, I think what I probably did that changed the most was I embraced the process more than I ever did, because again, I think
Can
I
you
was
just elaborate what that means?
so like the process of like creating this then.
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes you can get into a routine of just coming in and just having a conversation, and it's just like, okay, cool, you pull it up, whatever. But then like for me, it was like I want to embrace the process in doing something like this more. Yeah, I want to like really tuck more into like conversations and stuff, and like just the vibe that I'm in, and like conversations that I want to have, or you know, or things that I feel that like that interest me, that I feel that we could have a conversation about, that people are really gonna like, and just kind of explore things more as opposed to doing it in like a super generic type of way. And I felt like it was getting that way for a certain period of time. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna take this too seriously, but I'm gonna come and I'm just gonna relax, and I'm just gonna, you know, embrace like the creation of what it is that we're doing, and just try to make it as big as possible, but in our own way, also without thinking, you know what? These lot are doing this, we need to do that. These lot are doing that, and we need to think about doing this. No. This is our own journey. We're doing what it is that we're doing, and like we're gonna create whatever we create whenever we need to do that. Let me just embrace that without.
When did you stop thinking like that?
Probably like after the first quarter of March. I mean, after the first quarter of the year. So around March, April.
So this year?
Yeah, literally.
I really sense that, you know.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know, man. There was certain things that just felt different. There were tricky things as well.
What's the dangers of thinking like that though? I'm interested because you just stopped thinking like this year.
The dangers of what? Not
having
thinking.
a mindset where you're more preoccupied with what everybody else's movements are, irrespective of your own.
You make the wrong choices. I feel like you really like you rush your own process. So like, if I'm thinking to myself, these lot are doing that, or these people are doing this, and I need to be doing this, and I need to be doing that, I'm rushing my own process. And then this, like, everything that I'm doing in my own life professionally could just come to a halt. Because I'm not doing this organically. I'm doing this because it's almost like I'm rushed to make a chess move, so to speak. Because this is happening, I need to move. I need to figure out, I need to do this. I need to... That's not embracing the process. That's me rushing it because everyone else is doing some shit. We can't do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, I've always talked about for ages, not necessarily being happy, because I've always felt like I'm not where I should be in my life. So, like, even when certain things happen, like, even when, like, a good achievement happens, in the past, I would celebrate it for a quick moment, but then I'd think, nah, man, like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. This was supposed to happen ages ago. And I couldn't help myself from thinking that way. I'd think, you know what? Like, yeah, this is cool, but this was supposed to happen ages ago, man. I need to hurry. Like, things need to start happening. Yeah. Because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in my life in a certain period of time. Like, I'm getting older now. So, like, that was a massive hindrance in my life. Thinking to myself, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm getting older now. Like, I need to do this because everyone's doing that. Bro, as soon as I stopped thinking or trying to train my mind to not think that way, more things actually just started happening to me. And I was just being embraced in the process more, and trying to like make moves that I feel taps into what I'm good at, and not because necessarily the money's good. Do you get me?
Yeah.
What was the first thing that happened where you go, you know what, I'm glad I chose this process?
Well, one was actually something that we turned down. I had a meeting with a certain company, and...
Look at the smirk on his face. That's smug. Nigga, I'll be turning down deals.
Yeah.
Deals
I just
on
thought,
wheels.
Like, at first, when I got the email, it felt lit. Okay, cool. Then when I have a conversation about X, Y, and Z, I've gone and sat down, and then I've heard them out. And it was like something that they wanted to do with this podcast or whatever, and like just the ideas to me, was just not. It wasn't good, and it wasn't progressive. However, had you have asked me to do this 10 years ago, I'd have been coming back to you like, listen, you man, we have to do this.
Yeah.
And I would have been so on persuading you to try to do this. Yeah, but it just wasn't for the benefit of us really when I really thought about it. And like that to me there showed growth. For me to be able to sit down amongst these people and then say to like some of the incentives as well was like, oh, you know what? By doing this could help you end up doing that. And I'm like, hold on. When I take a step back from this, I'm like, doing this might help me do that. But you know what? In actual reality, I don't even want to do that.
There you go.
I'm not even in that stage of my life now
Or
where
I can
want
do
to
that
do that
anyway.
I could exactly.
Yeah.
I could do this. What is it? What value is really being added here? Because right now I'm not feeling it, and that was like again walking out of there was almost a turning point, and it's so ironic because how this even started was almost the same type of thing, bro. Where like I wanted to do radio so bad. I felt like a carrot was being dangled over my head, whatever, and I'm always being asked to go to this particular radio station to do certain things, but then when there was like other things that were going on, I weren't being included. I wasn't a DJ that was being included. When they was asking like for new talent to come and present shows and stuff like that, I wasn't getting the call. Literally, CJ Beats here, shout out to CJ Beats. He was like, he ran me one day and he was like, listen, have you been called to do this thing yet? And I was like, nah. And he was like, bro, they're gonna stop it, you know. So I'm going to try and get you to do the last one. So I did the last one. It was 4 shows in a month. And I went there more with the mindset of, am I good enough? Oh, that was one extra. That was one extra. Yeah. So like, I went there with the mindset more of, you know what? I know. Poet was like, just say it.
Just say it.
But you know what? I went there more with the mindset of like, am I good enough? Because for now, I'm feeling like, for time, I was feeling like, bro, I'm actually probably just not even good enough. If everyone is getting all of these calls and everyone's getting all of this and like, it's not happening, but everyone's telling me just hold on, then maybe I'm just not good enough.
When did you feel like this?
This actually was I'm just saying like how ironic it was.
Again, just carry.
This was before we started. So this was like 5 years ago.
Fucking hell.
And then so anyway, after I did them shows, I realized now, you know what, I can do this, but I'm gonna just do my own thing now.
100%.
So that like the reason why I use that as an example, is because that own thing ended up me calling you and saying, yo, do you want to start a podcast? Well, actually, I was doing like radio shows on SoundCloud and then calling artists and doing all of that. And then I rang you. Yeah, exactly. And then I rang you and then that's how this started. So again, going full circle now and being in that situation there and walking out of there almost made me think, okay, cool. Like, I'm not doing that, innit? Yeah. But I'm so confident that there's other things that are going to come as long as I just embrace the journey and just keep going at my own pace and our own pace, and we just see what happens.
That's sick.
And then you can go back like 8 years when Chuckie first met me and he didn't like me.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
I didn't like Ben either. Well, both of my closest friends I didn't like.
No, but with Ben, that's an L.
I couldn't stand
me,
Ben.
I fully understand why you didn't like me. How can I go and do some jump off TV video? I didn't know anyone in the room. These times, remember, my world is like Tottenham, Finsbury Park, like that Wood Green. Yeah. That's my world. So in that world there, anything goes. I've stepped into this room. They were doing something where they had all these tags on the wall and you had to take it off and put it in the order that you wanted. I said, scrap this. I just took all the tags off the wall. I took them all and I said, I'm going to do it my way. And when I watch them videos, I'm like, wow, no wonder Alhan's the way he is and all of that. He was looking at this thinking this is hilarious. And now he can go and do it. I was outrageous. So for me, I get why he didn't like me. I apologise. But thank you for
you ain't got
for liking.
It worked out.
Thank you for liking me.
It worked out.
Because I always liked you. There was no reason not to.
It worked out. But just like both of you though, professionally, well, I don't know, because I know it was a bit different for you. Professionally, it's been a good time.
He's had 100 good professional years.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. He's entitled to have a bad one still. But personally, I've had like the end of the year was mad because obviously I had a family member that became very ill that's super close to me and that. So like when all of these other things that came, like, you know, when the Vice stuff and all of that came out, admittedly, it was difficult. It was like so sick because I'm doing something that I've never done before and I'm so proud of the work that I've done. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to celebrate it when I know that there's someone that's with me that would have come to the screening. Do you get what I'm saying? Or or would have watched it and been able to understand it because of what's going on with them at the moment. They're not able to. I can send them it, but they're not able to process it and understand it the same way. So it's like that has on a private one been very difficult because I got this, like this is happening, but when I come away from that and I turn my phone off and all of that and I go back and do family life, this is something else that I'm having to deal with. Do you get me? But you know what? Sometimes you just find a way to give thanks in it and understand that it could be a lot worse, and there's a lot of positives that I can take from my professional and private life, and just like know that next year is going to be very difficult because this is carrying on. Well, this year, shall I say, is carrying on is good from last year, and there's going to be months of this privately that I'm not going to talk about, and that. You know what? That might affect my mood sometimes. Yeah, but I understand that.
100%.
I understand
that. 100%.
And I'm cool with it.
When it's all said and done, we have so much to be appreciative for. Like, so much.
But you know what? I hear that, but sorry to actually finish because I'm going to cut you off. Go on. Sorry, go on, finish.
Like, for example, I've got this thing where sometimes I think I'm in control of my life. And to a certain degree, I am. So, like, I think, I've got everywhere where I've got to now, I think I've done that. And I've played a big role in it, but ultimately certain things had to happen and certain people had to make certain moves for me to be able to be here. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not all me. Like, I'm not the guy that's going to be like, like I did it, get me, like I grinded. I put in bare work, bare hours, bare of all of that. But when it's all said and done, I probably wouldn't have a career in football, for example, if it weren't for Poet.
Can I just stop you just there as well? We're gonna have a conversation next week or whatever, the week after, about like just what happened in the decade, And I've got a list of things to talk about. And one thing, I don't care, it might come across as breading or whatever it is, but there's one part in that list where we have to talk about Poet and Vuj and what has happened in the decade. I'm sorry, because I just feel like I said it before, and we've spoken about it a little bit before, and it might be, maybe you're not the person to, like, someone else should maybe come in this conversation as well, and like maybe ask you questions.
That's probably best.
I think you should be here to talk about some stuff, but I think someone else should come in as well, just in that part of the segment, to ask you questions as well, because I think that there's like, it's not being talked about in the way that I genuinely think that it is when you really deep it. But that's a conversation for another day. Go on anyway.
But as in, you see what I'm saying? So, there's loads of things that have happened where I haven't licked off the door myself. But as in, somebody's opened these doors for me. You see what I'm saying? The only thing I can really take credit for is for studios, building, taking bare risks, doing all of that kind of stuff.
And your talent.
Yeah, but it's not talent. I'm just me.
I hear that, but there is a talent to what you do, and that is a talent. And the thing is that Poet or whoever, or me or whoever it may be, can give they can open a door for you. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you have the right minimums
people that would have been
to be able to, you know what I mean, to go through and do the things that you've done. All it does is puts a spotlight on you. Yeah. But like, you have to go and you have to
of course. I'm not saying that, I'm just a vessel and
that's what some people get. I think that's where some people get.
But what I'm saying is,
twisted with
like
by the way.
We are good at what we do, but the door still gets open for us. So as much as I'm here like, like I've had a sick year and blah, blah, blah. I've had a sick year due to a lot of other people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's way more pieces to this puzzle in my thing that, like, I realise it, but most other people won't realise it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you kind of realise it, like, when you think of the opportunities that you've had, or that there's always somebody that's put in a recommendation. And yes, you are the reason that you got the recommendation. But still with somebody that's, like, at least creeped that door open that has allowed us to kind of just be us. So, like, I'm proper appreciative of it. So it's like, it's a weird one for me. Like, because there's so much is happening that I'm not appreciating it as much as I should until it's like, I've just got some time to myself and I'm just like, rah. So I'm saying, like, things just happen and then it just, I don't appreciate it for some reason. Like, or I don't dwell on it because then you've got something else to think about next week. Or,
that's the reason why I was going to intervene, because I think, because that's the mindset I had until this year. everything has to make, for me personally, everything has to make a bit of logical sense.
Yeah.
So I can openly say there's been occasions this year I've flown to Sweden and for whatever reason I can't see my children. Now, I can't ignore what that does to me emotionally.
Yeah,
I
course.
can't. I've tried to ignore it.
Yeah.
You end up making an ass of yourself on various different online shows. I can go and say, oh, I should appreciate what I do have in comparison to what's happening, but what's happening is really detrimental
Yours
to
is
me.
different.
Really,
Yours is different.
no, but
because that is your like.
But it's only-
that's your primary
But
wealth.
Dan,
is what
this
I'm
is
saying.
where I say it's not. There's some niggas that don't even care that they can't see their kids. They will
Yeah.
comfortably just not see their children. So I'm not here to measure pain. I'm not here to measure. But
Yeah,
I can say to you, to me, that is where this year a marriage with the Copper 90 stuff just said to me, and it's not like once or twice. It's bare times I haven't
Yeah.
been able to. And then you marriage that with Copper 90 taking the piss out of me. I'm just in a bad mood. Now, if I don't acknowledge that, if I don't say I need to create a solution, and I just look at the practicality of, oh, there's so many good things happening in my life, because I'm eradicating and ignoring something that's actually very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
And if I don't take some notice of it, 3-4 years down the line, it evolves into something that I don't even know
A
what.
monster, yeah.
So there could be something in your life right now that you might have that sort of alpha ego, that alpha
Yeah.
male vibe, like, oh my man, I got to deal with it. But essentially, it could be doing something to you that you're ignoring and you can't ignore it, irrespective of your success, irrespective of whatever you're doing. Bro, if you are going through something that makes you go, I don't feel comfortable here, fuck that whole,
Yeah.
oh man, be grateful. Fuck what everyone else is saying, because when you go to bed at night and you lay your head, it's your faults and you've got to deal with it. The reason why we can all say, oh, be grateful for this is because we're in and out. I can say that to you and I'm out and I don't worry about your problems no more. And I'm not saying don't be grateful,
Yeah.
but what I'm also saying is be very grateful for acknowledging the fact that you're going through something bad so you can transcend that into something good and just add to your array of talents. Don't ignore something because you think, well, I've got so much good things happening. I don't think that's a really good practice, to be honest with you.
It's just a weird one that just in general,
Don't be petty, though.
negatives seem to just outweigh positives. I
But
don't know, I don't know
look
what it
logically,
is about.
But then take the emotional attachment away from the situation and just look at it and say, had we been in a different walk of life under different circumstances, would this still have a problem with me?
Yeah.
Me being prevented from seeing my children, I promise
course.
you, in every walk
Yeah,
of
yeah,
life,
yeah.
I'm just going to me getting taken for a cunt, an absolute cunt on the World Wide Web by a company that I invested a lot of time and love and energy into. I reckon in any walk of life will piss me the fuck off. But a little argument and a rave about something that has spiraled out of control, that could just be circumstances.
Yeah.
Now it's spiraled out of control with something else. We've got to find a way of managing it because now just me being about, I don't feel comfortable. That's what I'm saying. Anything that is bothering you, deal with it. Don't ever have that mentality of, oh, look all the blessings you have. Because sometimes the blessings you have are comparing it to what you didn't have at one time, but you could be entitled to it even then. So therefore, why are you even like saying, look at the blessings I have? You're entitled to these blessings. Look at how talented you are. Look at how special you are. This is the way you should be treated. So this isn't the way you should be treated. We have to pay this some attention because that's not the way you should be treated. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because we come from shit, we become to be so grateful and so appreciative of good things. No, my friend, this is the way life should be. Like when
think
people
so.
make a big deal about me helping them, I'm like, but if we're in a village together and there's not many of us, might as well help
should
each
help,
other. Like it shouldn't be. We should just keep helping each other until one of us are on our fucking deathbed, can't do fuck all, and we go, you know what, he was a good guy.
Only thing
But
Let's
you know
help
what?
him
Sorry,
out.
sorry,
The real
sorry,
world
sorry to
and-
say
and
that.
the-
Yeah,
and
because
the-
I was
and
going
the
to say
perfect
to you, yeah,
world.
you're right, but really, because it isn't like that, that's why I do appreciate things in a strong way, because I know what it's like for people to be around people who just don't think like that.
Now pause. You said to me, March this year, you stopped thinking about what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Chuckie, I stopped thinking about what other people are doing a very long time ago. And all it did was it made me realize this is my reality. I understand the reality we have outside of this. I'm not alien to it.
Yeah.
Things like Brexit, all of these things are going to affect me. But the only things that I bring into my reality are things like Brexit, because I have to go and see my children.
Yeah.
Because that's now a situation that I have going to, or someone else in my community is going to be affected by it. Now that could be a selfish way of thinking, or it could just be a more manageable way of thinking. I can't think about everything, but I can think about my community. And if my community gets so big that it kind of has an impact on everything else, then everything else has to worry about my community, not the other way around. So for example, what we do has become so big within our culture, now our community is so big that our environment has to be aware of our community, because Stormzy's just gonna argue, and then ITV are gonna apologize to Stormzy. Like that's how big our community is right now. So we've now changed what happens on the worldwide, like what happens in the world. So my mentality is, let's just keep helping each other. Let's not make it a big deal. Let's keep being good people, because even if the world isn't like that, our community can be like that. That becomes our reality. Do you know what I mean?
And these are the reasons why I appreciate my friendships, though.
Yo,
Because of that. Because I know that it isn't like this. Not everyone sees it like that, and not everyone is like this. And I do feel at times, lucky that I've got like the friendships that I have, and that I can chat to my brethrens in a way that I can chat to them, or I can offload in a certain type of way where I know that.
Yes.
You're an idiot, man.
That'd nice.
Chuckie.
Anyway, but you know what I mean, man. But yeah, so it's ironic as well, because even when I just said it's like it's hard to celebrate some of the things that I've done because of what's happened with a family member. At the same time, it actually emotionally hasn't hit me as hard as it would have done a certain period of time ago, because my mindset has changed a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm very happy that this is happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Also, this is very unfortunate. However, like, let's look at the solutions more than anything. Instead of like sitting there and thinking, oh my God, it's gonna be the end and it's this, that, and the other. Okay, what is it that needs to happen, and what do you need me for?
Yeah.
And then let's just work this out, and let's just, you get what I'm saying, and move accordingly. And so that's why it hasn't felt as bad. You get what I'm saying?
You're right, yeah.
I think that's the best thing you can work towards. Solutions and understanding, because not everything can be resolved. There needs to be a level of understanding. So even in certain situations with certain people, I will say, for us to align ourselves again, we have to have an understanding. If we can't have an understanding, or we can't have any honesty there, I'm just going to walk away, I don't want to speak to you, and we just go our own separate ways. For the simple way, that's the only solution in my eyes, because I know what I'm going to bring to the situation. I know if without any understanding, I'm going to be confrontational. So if I'm confused, there's going to be conflict, and it's just long, innit? I need clarity. So if I don't have clarity, I promise you, my dad said to me, don't give Poet the 3 C's, he just complains. He goes, if he's confused, he'll have conflict because he has no clarity. He goes, that's just how he is. So I now know in my life, I just need a level of understanding, or I'm out.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? And that's just, I think, a good recipe for life in all. That's why I always say, I will always have understanding within my community. And that's why I always say, me appreciating your friendship is me building my community, because one day, Chucks, you might have a child, and if we've built an industry massive, your child can just go and get a job, and this is where he's doing work experience. He's in a safe environment, not like when we were growing up, into the work experience, some dingy old building with some of the road man in it, or man's doing work experience for a road street pharmacist. Man's a street pharmacist for work experience. What kind of madness is this?
A man dashed me his phone and said, yeah, you can do work experience.
Do you know where I'm coming from? Now that's your job.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mad. Man saying the line, man selling lines and with a line. It's all mad, fam. So I just think I care about my community. If I build a community, it's the best way you can say you appreciate your friends.
One of my highlights for you, Dan, though, it was the I liked the Anthony Joshua conversation that you had, because I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
Like, it was two people, like, because you understand boxing a certain way, having that conversation with him like that was sick.
Yeah.
Because it, like, I know that there was a lot of it that got cut out as well, and it didn't all go out in its entirety, yeah. But anyway, just as an experience, it must have been good.
No,
too.
it was good.
But
do you know
it was so good, like seeing you two bouncing between each other.
But
like,
do you know why that was really good? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit. Yeah, but I think it was the amount of drama heading into that fight, and the fight means that I feel like a lot of people could have done that. Maybe not as well.
No.
But as in, like, there was so much to touch on. Whereas, so for example, we did the post-fight thing again the other day, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was
That's not out yet, is it?
No. Very, very, I'm not sure what it looks like,
Yeah.
but I can imagine what it looks like. It won't be as explosive or as interesting or as, like, you're glued to it, because not that much happened in the fight.
Let me ask you this, though. Would it not be that way for the casual fan, but for the person who understands boxing, will they enjoy that more?
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, like, I don't think like what you do and the conversations that you have in that
It's not for
sense, yeah,
casuals.
is not. But as a casual, you possibly can enjoy it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I will admit, I'm a casual boxing fan.
Yeah.
I'm not that deep in it.
Yeah.
But there's certain people and there's certain personalities that I gravitate to that I will watch. Do you understand what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn's one of them.
Who? Oh, Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn's one of them. I'm
Yeah.
like I know so much about boxing in the
Because of
last
him.
year because of him.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there talking to Kugan Cassius about fighters I've never heard of, bro.
Cooley who?
Kugan Cassius, does IFL TV, which is like a YouTube channel with all boxing. He just chats to boxers, and he's always chatting to Eddie Hearn,
Yeah,
and they're on drives, on
sick.
planes, whatever.
It's sick.
Bro, I'll be watching Eddie Hearn, and he'll be talking about, man, I just go on Google and I just Google who they are, what they've been doing, or whatever it is, because he's telling me it, or the conversation that they're having is in a way that
You can
intrigues
understand it.
someone
Yeah.
like me. However, ultimately, it's for the proper boxing fan.
Yeah.
And it's almost like what we do is like, in our culture, people gravitate to this very hard.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are outside of the culture that like may not understand it the same way that we do, but they listen to it because they
Do you know
like.
why? We cater to our community. You
Exactly.
know how to
And
talk
that's what
to
you-
your
oh, right.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you and Anthony Joshua works. You're from the same community. With somebody else, it wouldn't have worked. There's no understanding.
Yeah.
You're just talking to somebody who has an elevated level of success, but he's from your community. It'd be the same like talking to Chuckie, but if Chuckie was a world famous boxer,
Yeah.
these people are in your community. It's
Yeah.
not difficult for you to talk to them. So they have to get you to talk to them because our community is so big that the bigger world has to listen to us.
Yeah.
That's why I said don't worry about what Chuckie said is perfect. There's no need for you to worry about all of the hype that the casual fans are going to be excited by. They're only excited. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. It's the fucking situation. But you are in that community. You have to make sure that that demographic of people, even if it's 100k people, love what you're doing because they will invest in you. Me, my brother, I'm not investing in you. When something big happens, I'm over there. Apart from that big man, catch me watching a GGN, a Gasworks, a Halfcast, free shots. You know, that's my thing. Let me just do my thing. Football highlights. But something happening, a big beef, I'm over there.
yeah.
What? Wilder and you? I'm over there.
Yeah,
But
straight.
Wilder and someone
two
else?
cracking right hands. That.
Yeah, I hate that.
Two
Do you know where I'm
big
coming
right
from?
hands.
Yeah, if I see you at the box, when I see you in Saudi Arabia doing your thing, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go check the boxing. If the man then went over there, I wouldn't have booked. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
You man are my entry point.
Of course, and that's it exactly.
Yeah.
The, entry
The
point.
community.
and that's another thing because regardless of like what you like, I'm a fan of people as well, innit? So sometimes when people do certain things, again, as what Poet said, they are my entry point to things, and it's not because I work with you and do this with you as well. Yeah, I think it's just because of your character. Had I not have done it, I would or not been here or whatever. We didn't know each other like that. I'd still be following your shit because the person that you are and how you display yourself is a person easily that I could just follow. So then you become my entry point into other things. So you should just always just focus on that. And you know what? Yeah, they should make you do some like similar things with boxers that are not massively well known.
This
Oh my
is
God.
this is one of my things. So for example, because I'm a boxing fan, innit? Like it can be a Southern area champion. I'm interested in it. Yeah. But for the vast majority of people, they come and watch boxing when it's big fights or when things have been on Sky Sports or when it's highly anticipated. I would love to do stuff that is like further down, domestic level, like because it's intriguing down there. It's not just the superstars. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the brands want to align themselves with the superstars because that makes more sense for them. But there's
You should do it yourself.
boxing is. I should do it myself.
But here's another thing. It just come to me. I just realised just now that this is our community. We're all a part of it. And our community is the most popular thing in the world. We just need a television network owned by people from our community like BET to just go, all right, I'm going to take Halfcast, Gasworks, Free Shots of Tequila, all
you
of
just
these
think of that
shows
now?
and just put it on one place and have times and all of that for them on television.
Did you
It
just
would
think of that now?
Yeah, swear down. It will go off because you would have all the shows that our community
A part of me
watch
wants him to
that
stop.
actually.
Hold on.
I
I make sure you get his face when he's reeling them off.
A part of me wants you to stop
Oh, sorry.
because
It's an
that's an
incredible idea.
incredible.
Someone's gonna take that.
Phenomenal
That shouldn't.
idea.
What an idea.
That- I'm just
we need to
thinking.
call a meeting.
Like that right there.
I'm sure there's
is
enough
Alright, with
the
that, I'm
answer.
leaving now,
you
you
know.
know. I'm leaving now.
That's the answer, right?
That there, I'm going to my office. See you guys in a bit.
It just hit me, but I have nothing else to say. But I think it'd be.
You got things to do. Well, go and do your thing, my brother. One of my, I'd probably say, I know I've mentioned it before, but I'd say that my highlight for you was definitely you stepping out and doing your own thing. And you know what I thought was great about it, bro?
Yeah.
Is that you just did it on the street.
Yeah.
You just went and said, all right, cool. We're going to change the title just a tiny bit. And we're not going to be in a building. We're just going to get 2 chairs. Where'd you get the chairs from? Where'd you get them from? You just pull them up
Just
from
like if you
wherever?
see a cafe or anything like that. Shout out Vuj. Vuj's level of confidence in just asking people for stuff is incredible.
Is it?
So yeah. And you know what? I owe Vuj a lot as well when it comes to that. And Vuj's mum, absolutely incredible. That transition was made easier by them. Shout out Ned, Pro Direct, Chunks, Philly. They made that situation so much easier because I had doubts. It's just that when I was in that meeting and I looked at what they said, I got something hit me like, Paul, what's going on? You don't need them.
Serious.
It just hit me like, but that
Do you
was the bad
remember
thing.
it?
Like
Do you
it
actually
was yesterday.
How, if you don't mind me asking, roughly how, like, into how many minutes into this meeting? Because I know what it's like when that happens. You know when people are talking, and you're listening, and then you get an epiphany. And then all of a sudden, people are talking, but you're not even hearing them.
You're not listening.
Because
Your mind is
you've
gone.
realised something. Like,
So what it was for me was, a long time ago, my expectations set were what you gave me. So if you said you're going to be here at 7 o'clock and you're not, I have the right to question why you're not there because you felt the necessary to tell me you were going to be here at 7. And now you've gone against what you said. So I don't know how much that correlates with everything else in your life. At Copa, they told me too many different things. So by the time we're having the meeting, I don't hear nothing you've told me previously. Pow, 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 pow. I look at Vuj.
took his mask off.
Took his mask off. I recognise. So I look at Vuj. I looked at Vuj's mum. And I looked at them.
Oh, she was in the meeting as well?
Yeah, that's the oracle. Vuj's mum has to be there. And I remember looking at them, Chuckie. And I was like, you lot are liars. And that's the only thing I can't deal with. I was like, wait a minute. What? I said to them, seriously. I said to them, bro, I will happily work outside Tesco's on the street with no money if I can be happy. Something was offered. I'm not happy with that. So I had to go. And I remember I went in anger, but I forgot my phone, so I had to go back.
Oh,
So it
no.
ruined the whole process. It was a bit
It
uncomfortable.
ruined the anger.
Yeah.
Because you have to ask for it politely.
Nah, I just banged the door.
Excuse me, I forgot my... You leave vexed, slamming the door, pissed off. And then you come back. So is Tom there?
Nah, I kind of just went, opened the door, bopped in, and you do the last call. It was kind of like when the guy you think's dead in a horror movie and he comes back. It's kind of like that, but it wasn't as scary. It was a little bit clowny. But yeah, that was a reality check, man.
Bro, anyway, you know what? You made... professionally, you've made that work. And it's still in its infancy now. So, gosh, God knows where that shit's going to happen, my G. Trust me. It felt good to come out of my comfort zone this year by doing the Vice stuff.
Can you talk me through, because I've spoken to you privately about it, so I can tell you I don't know how you felt, because I've asked you, but I want you to say it again.
Yeah.
So you're sitting down in your house. How did we get from sitting down in your house to now you're doing this Vice stuff? Who was the first person to contact you?
So, I got a phone call in 2018.
Lit.
They asked me if I would be up for going and filming some stuff in Cumbria, and their idea was that they're getting a bunch of different personalities and stuff to go to different places to do micro gapping and that. So they've told me what they wanted me to do, and I thought, bro, I've never done anything like this before. And that just interested me, like just like going and doing this type of stuff and doing it on camera. And I also thought that it would be like good preparation for me to just be in front of a camera like that anyway. So that was one of the main reasons why I did it, because I've never been in front of a camera like that. It's always been in a dynamic like this, or when I've like gone and sat down with, maybe I've gone on radio when they filmed it, or maybe I've like gone on something that they're filming, but not as in like I'm walking on the street and getting my reactions to things and stuff like that. Yeah. So I did it and I've enjoyed it, and that came out. And then, so I never heard anything after that. And then I got a phone call. This was 2019 now, right at the beginning. It was like February. And it was like, listen, Top Boy are doing their last shoot in Hackney or whatever. It's their last day of filming. Would you be up for going and just like chatting to some of the people that's in it? Of course I would be. Like, Top Boy is our culture. So of course, and it's easy for me to go and have a conversation with these man, and I know some of them as well anyway. So, and plus I've never been on a film set speaking to people like that either.
I really
so,
want to be
bro, that was
free.
A wicked experience, bro.
Do you reckon we can be in Top Boy 3, by the way?
I think so. I
really want to be.
I think so. At some point, that I think so.
This is really desperate, me just putting a call out, but
you never know, bro.
You know what? No, Callum, there's no rules.
There's no any rules. Type of dynamic.
Sorry,
don't ask, you don't get.
Deviated from Chuckie.
But nah, do you know what? It was the sickest experience, bro, because I'm seeing like some people as well that I know in their work environment differently as well. And why I say differently is that, like, okay, so I know Bashi from being...
You spoke to us about this.
Yeah, from a certain area, whatever. Obviously, I know he acts and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go through telling that story again, but just seeing him method act was incredible to me, because I've known this guy for such a long time, but never seen him like this before.
It's mad.
Yeah, that's mad, bro. Imagine I've gone to say hello to him and he's kind of like, sort of pushed me like I'm an op. And I'm thinking, why has he done that? But then I've realised, he's actually method acting, and the way that he was acting towards the Shane or Asher D and Kane and that, like, for the whole day was like something was gonna happen. And I know that these men are friends. I know that Kane and Bashi in particular are very good friends. Even when you listen to Kano's album, he mentioned something about him going to the dealership with Bashi, buying whips, and we don't Instagram that. Like, that's their thing. So when I'm seeing them,
so gassed, you know,
bro. So when you gotta understand,
lit.
yeah, we are like, I've seen it, bro. Like,
how can you be lit your whole life? Kane and Bashi are not
it's
fair.
mad, bro. So
okay,
seeing that, and then also like Dave as well, because like even talking to him, he's doing a scene which is it's very intense. So he's having to come in and out, and he's in that vibe. So I'm sort of talking to him while he's in that vibe, because he still has to mentally be there. This is not done yet. This is not done until 3:00 in the morning. So I'm like, we're grabbing them while we can and just chatting, and like they're embracing having a conversation with me. And it was good, and we all had a good time. The people that were filming it really liked it, like from Noisy or whatever, and it was good. It was just like I felt good being there and doing it, and comfortable. More importantly, yeah. And then I remember thinking, like, even at the beginning of the year, it would be sick to like start filming different types of content, and like maybe even, you know, trying to do like work at doing like a documentary of some sort. Like I was super inspired by what you did with Blackpool and that as well, yeah. And I just think like it would be good to do that, but I never thought too deep into it. It was just a little thought that I had in my head. And then one day I got a phone call which was like in June. No, what was it? End of May, around then, and they were like, "Listen, we're gonna film something in Ireland. Would you be up for doing it? There's like a guy who says he's like the godfather of drill, whatever it may be, and like, you know, it'd be good if you like go up there and speak with them and that, and like we'll film an episode out of it." So I was like, yes. So in my head now, I'm like mentally trying to prepare how I would do it, and then again embracing the process. Do you know what? By sitting there and mentally preparing it and all of that, I'm going to do all of that and I'm going to go there, and the likelihood is it's not going to be nothing like how I'm expecting it to be. So I'm literally sitting there for a couple of days how I'm going to speak and things I'm going to do and all of that stuff. And I literally kick back into gear again and think, nah, Chucks, bro, just go and just chat to my man and chat to them almost as if you're doing a podcast and just walk around with them and do whatever. So I went and I did it, yeah. And it turned out that at the time, they had already had the concept of Gangster Rap International, but they didn't know whether I was good enough to do the whole thing. So they were testing me to see how Island would go first. So as soon as I finished doing Island,
you?
I don't know. As soon as I finished Island,
Alex,
straight away.
Grow up.
Wait, as soon as but I understand it though.
No,
because
your levels.
But I've never done it before.
It don't matter.
It's a business. You gotta think here that this is not just
I know
about
business.
It's not just about him. It's about other people in the company.
No,
who don't.
I know.
Also
I'm being cheeky
that I weren't the only person that they had lined up to do this. They had other people lined up to do it. But this felt extra satisfying. I can't lie.
I'll be honest with you. I look at it and you're the only person.
Okay.
There is no competition.
So afterwards, as soon as I'd done it, straight away they were like, yeah, boom. They started telling me about these other stories, but the only problem was I had to have knee surgery. So I was I literally had, on the last day of the Island shoot, I had to come back the next day and have my surgery on my knee. So when they're ringing me now and asking me to do the other things, I don't know when I'm going to recover. So naturally, I'm a bit worried I'm going to lose the opportunity, because I was thinking, shit, they're telling me, the doctor's telling me I'll recover in 4 to 5 weeks. Big man, is when you felt this knee and how big it was, yeah, I knew in 4 weeks I ain't ready, bruv. I'm just not ready. But you know what?
How long did it take?
For me to start walking properly, it was better was 5-6 weeks. When I went to Jerusalem, I wasn't 100%. I wasn't 100%. But listen, from when I could get up and I could walk up and down, you lot had already seen when I was limping.
Yeah, come on.
But when I could walk up and down and it wasn't that painful, there was no way I was telling them I weren't going. Let's just book the flight and we'll work it out. I'll work it out the same way that I'm working out these conversations with these people. I'm going, innit? So I went with a mash-up knee still.
Come on.
And we did it. And then we just kept going, innit? And I felt by the time I got to Poland, by the time, which was the third one, I was a lot more comfortable. In Ireland, I wasn't that comfortable because, as you know, you have situations where you're waiting around chilling and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're ready now, go, piece the camera. And I'm a vibes man, so sometimes I find that difficult.
That's the part I love the most.
Do you?
Do you know why? Because I just want to film. So sometimes what I'll tell them to do is just film some other stuff that they're not going to use.
Sick.
Just so
Okay.
I'm like, you're filming? Yeah, my man's here. I know they're not going to include it, but if I go that long without filming, I'm just I'm too cold. Or two things I don't like is not filming for time and I need food.
Interesting.
I'm like, bro, I'm hungry. Let's make the situation better for everyone. But if you just sometimes when you're not filming, you're filming. Yeah, fam, I've got the new kicks on and just anything.
Yeah.
Stay warm, dog.
That's true.
Now stay warm.
How long had you had to go? See, when you did the Blackpool thing.
Oh,
how long did you have to wait at times to film?
You're dealing with real life people in real life situations.
And their kids.
It's hours. Sometimes you ain't even got the answer. And you're getting frustrated with T. God bless his soul. But he hasn't got the answer as well.
Teo's. For people who don't know, he works for Vice.
Great guy. And I'm a miserable bastard because I love information, but I love honesty. So if a man says to me, I don't like when people think they know me and they say things to make me feel a particular way. Just tell me the truth.
Word.
I don't know. Sweet. So now we're all in the same boat. If we're all gonna say, I'll be cool with that. But if you're saying to me, yeah, it's gonna come, and it doesn't, it's like, bro, you're teeing me up here for disaster. So sometimes I don't even know how long, because the way I'm looking at the situation is how long have you been egging me on with bullshit?
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm coming from? So if you just told me, boy, I don't know, Paul, we might not chat, I'm happy.
I hear that still.
I might even monitor and be like, it's been 4 hours, alright. But we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
So
I get that. That's a good tip actually. because we did Nigeria. That's not going to come out for a while. I'm going to not. By the way, this is the last time I'm even talking about stuff that I'm doing. So I'll talk about the Nigeria one, but I'm not going to talk about the rest until they come out. Yeah, but I went to Nigeria, and the reason why I'm mentioning that is because that went really well, but it was tough because there was a lot of waiting around, and naturally in Lagos it's heavily populated, bro. Like heavily populated, so the traffic is mental, bro. I've never seen traffic like that before in my life, and on top of that, it's like no one's driving in an orderly fashion, bro. Everyone's going like this and that and whatever, and you're almost hitting cars. We spent a lot of the time in traffic, and then there was one particular time where we waited for hours, yeah? So when I had to do the piece to camera, at first I was like, by the way, for people who don't know, piece to camera is like, they'll just put a camera on you, and then they might ask you like, where are you, what you doing, or whatever it may be, or you just talk in the camera, yeah? So like, I'd waited for so long, now my vibe has dipped, yeah? Like, I knew as soon as we stopped, I said to T, let's do it again. And then I did it again, and I did it a lot better, yeah, because I was aware that, you know what, that one wasn't it. And Teo has been sick because he's always made an effort to get the best out of me. And after that trip in particular, I did say to him, even regardless of the waiting times or whatever, yeah, don't feel a way to push me or to let me know, Chucks, this one isn't it.
Listen,
do you get what I'm saying?
He's
like
the greatest, fam. When it comes to doing documentaries,
he's sick.
I can honestly say I don't know who's better than him. We done a piece with him with Vibar, and we went to Malmo to see our first show, bruv. Like the way he documents stuff, he just knows when to film. He just knows what to say. He knows what to ask. Cause he pays a lot of attention to detail. He's fucking hardworking.
The only attention to detail he didn't pay this time, I'm going to say this one out loud, is that the driving scene in the Poland one when my man didn't have a license. He almost got his ass kicked for that.
I'll tell you what, he did pay attention.
But you know what? Yeah, he did. And it worked out.
Because that's all he wants, a good product. He doesn't care about the procedure. He cares about the end result. And when people see, that's kind of why I like him. Because he doesn't mind pissing me off. He doesn't mind making... He's like... Because when you see the end product... Yeah,
it's certified.
You reckon anyone cares? That story now becomes a drunk story like years later in a Christmas party. Remember that time? And you all laugh about it. Yeah. He's aware. He has foresight.
Yeah,
good man.
That's true. Yeah, man. Anyway, so all of that's been good, man. And the reception on that's been like super satisfying and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to continue to do that. But... yeah, I also am very aware from what I said before, and this is just how I feel, is that like one of my main things is to make sure that the plant with this is being watered correctly, because with this being watered correctly, this is how opportunities come about. If I don't water what we've created properly, everything stops. Everything stops.
And with you saying that, everyone, we're doing another show. Here's the pressure. It's called Elephant in the Room. Me and Chuckie, we're going to talk to any artist or whoever about a really awkward situation and get to the bottom of it. There's bare people I want to talk to.
Yes.
Bare people. It's going to be something that no one's really spoken to you about. It is the elephant in the room. So Chuckie, let's keep watering this plant.
All right. Say no more. By the way, I got a list of just a couple of things that happened in 2019 that I just wanted to shout out, yeah.
Go on.
So you can interject and say whatever you want, because you might remember some of these. All right, cool. Okay, the first one I got is Dave getting backlash for black. Do you remember that? 2019, he got bare backlash. Yeah, for saying black stuff. It was such an issue in a certain particular place with people's thumbs. I remember that. I know some people are going to act like they don't remember it. I remember it.
And their way of making it up for it is by doing these massive campaigns in the month of October. I think, do you know what? Sometimes everyone makes me sick and I just want to stay in my house. Yeah. Dave, when did he do that song?
That was at the beginning of 2019.
So January?
It was, I think it was February.
You
could Google it. But it was around then. It was early though.
But it was definitely early in the year.
It was early.
So it wasn't Black History Month?
Nah. It wasn't.
That's a real guy.
Yeah, that was a long time.
I love Dave anyway.
That was a long time ago. 21 Savage being from Ends.
That was lit.
It was in March, by the way.
It was in March.
Okay.
I love Dave. I love him.
Poet versus African Child.
Oh my God.
That was a big moment.
That was a
That
massive
was
moment.
huge.
And I noticed now, I'm not gonna lie, I noticed now it's looking like, because African Child now is he's the View guy now, innit? So now this is it's, sometimes these things happen, innit? Like there's a moment that gets created and then all of a sudden you start seeing my man doing this, that and all of that. But each to everyone's own. But I saw enough. That was enough for me. What else? The return of Top Boy, obviously.
Amazing.
Huge.
Obviously there was a bad thing that happened with the cadet passing. That was obviously a really tragic moment for our scene and obviously just for people in general, because you know what I mean, guy with good energy, man. Shout out to Cadet's family. Castastic coming back home. Well, coming back to England. I won't say home, but coming back to England. I didn't know that he was actually here from March. You know that?
Was he?
Yeah. Do you know what he did?
Shit.
When he came back, he said in an interview, that he just felt like he didn't want to come back and just do all of that and just be have this big celebratory thing. He just wanted to spend time with his family. So he just spent time with his family. He literally just, anytime he touched road, he put a Rasta man thing on his head, put a big beard on his face and that, touched road like that, but then just went to just spend time with his family and do all of that, make some music, chill. And then when he was ready, he came out, and then it made it seem like he came out in October, but he'd been here for time.
That's lit.
That's sick.
I respect that a lot.
That's really, really cool.
Stormzy at Glastonbury.
Very good.
What else have I got here? Flipping. Someone actually sent all these Wiley rants, but that's not new.
No.
What's his name? The 2018 we had Why You Coming Fast, right?
Yeah.
That was then. Yeah, that was then, right? What was his name? Ferdy.
Yeah. I don't remember.
This year 2019 we had My Yay Is Better Than Your Yay. I felt like that was that.
Where is he now?
That's a great
Ferdy's
question.
not doing shit right now.
He got. You know they signed him.
Not Ferdy, the other guy.
My Yay Is Better Than Your Yay. He's in church somewhere.
Smack Nation.
Oh, SPAC Nation was another thing. Fucking hell. Rihanna's been walking street in London for damn near the whole year.
Yeah.
She'll be here for time. Anthony Joshua losing to Ruiz. Jay Huss at Drake's show. Kano singing Suck Your Mum on national TV.
That was sick.
That was it.
For me, that moment there is the greatest moment in quote unquote urban culture ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Nothing will touch it, because the smirk Kano gave me, that's how I know I really, really, really love Kano. I love everyone from that generation, But when Kano gave that smirk, it was just like, look how long I've been doing it. He's probably thinking, man, I used to get in trouble for saying this. Now I'm just saying this on TV and it's calm.
Yeah.
What an idol.
Neatly. And obviously the View trying to shed Blue story, trying to create that whole narrative and that. Honourable shout out to D Block Europe for what they've done this year for 2019. Fam, Jesus Christ.
They went crazy.
They went absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Sold out Alexandra Palace twice. In minutes.
Yeah, but Young Az has been working really, 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 really hard. I've watched videos when he was God knows how long rapping. So he's probably he's been in training.
Yeah.
And LB, I'm sorry, he's the waviest. I'm so happy to hear that he's out of hospital and he's doing better.
Same.
That really scared the fuck out of me. I won't lie to you, fam. I'm not happy to hear those types of things, fam. Do you know what it is? Especially when you see what's happening with Juice WRLD and everyone else in the States. I don't want any of the young rappers in this country to fall victim to something like that.
Of course.
That's sad.
But shout out to them, man, because you know what? They as well have not only in their glory moments and stuff, they've got some of the biggest records in the clubs right now. And when I say, I mean not just in one place. I'm talking about wherever you go, you just hear their tunes and they do a madness, bro. Anywhere.
My cousin told me he was watching an American porn and they were playing D Block Europe in the background having sex.
Kitchen Kings. Wow. Imagine that beating in the kitchen. That is nuts.
Don't panic, darling. You ain't seen a gun in real life, but I bring it, darling. That shit is cold.
Yeah, them man are cold still. Do you know what as well? What I noticed is like literally the shift of like the venues that artists have been using now to do shows in. It's like Brixton Academy now is just, that's like man are just doing, yeah. Like I remember when Brixton Academy was the fucking mad one. Now, I think ever since like, what was it? Skepta did Alexandra Palace first, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely one of the. He was definitely one of the
first.
Yeah, and then since then, like it's like that door's bust open now. Man, AJ Tracy did Alexandra Palace.
Yeah,
he had a
Dave did
amazing
Brixton
show.
Academy
Dave.
twice or 3 times.
These
Like-
men are going mad.
It's nuts, bro. Like what's happening with these lot is fucking crazy.
What? They
Honorable
crazy.
shout out to NSG as well. I have to shout them
They've
out.
had a
Do you know
fantastic-
why? I'll tell you why. I'm gonna be honest with you. You see when like options came out and that, yeah, cool, moment, whatever. People are doing a dance, whatever. In my head, not that I'm wishing it on them, but I've understand this thing for a long time, is that sometimes people come, they have a big hit, gone. Can't see them again. So I kind of thought it was going to be like that with them, to be fair. Then this OT bot thing came, not really my thing, but I noticed that like people kind of vibing to it or whatever. They're still out here, you know what I mean? It's still got legs. In my head, I'm kind of thinking, all right, well, that's definitely the last one then. Yeah? This last one, I'm gone. Trust issues.
Anyone. Let me tell you something. I went to Siobhan Bell. Shout out Siobhan Bell. Happy birthday the
Trust
other day as well.
issues.
I went to Siobhan Bell's dance the other day in South. It was lit. Everyone was there. Great time. Me and my boy Max. I see one of the individuals from NSG. He comes up to me and says, "Poet, do you remember me?" I said, "Where from, big man?" He said, "Brick Lane. I come up to you and asked you to play my song on channel AKA at the time because I was doing the show." And I remember it, but I wouldn't put a face to it. But I remember the situation. I remember being honest, like, big man, I ain't even got no power over there. But look at the power he has now.
Mad.
I love them. NSG, rude boys. Rude boys. What they've achieved, the consistency. They all rejected the festival because they were on at a dead time, and they felt they should have been on at a better time.
Yeah.
You see that level of understanding and valuing yourself and all of that.
Can't knock that.
That's what I want to feel. That
can't
and they
knock
still
that.
went to the festival and they still partied. They didn't take nothing to heart. They were just like, "This is what it is. Well, you can't do that. We're still over there."
Of course.
Love them.
Of course.
Love them.
And you know what? They've worked their way into a position now where next time around, you have to throw them the bag properly and you have to bill them properly because they proved it.
Do you know bar of the year?
What's that?
Drippy's confirm.
Hey.
Drippy's confirm.
Jay Huss is always showing that he can just make these things out of his fucking arse as well. That Must Be record is just doing an absolute mad thing.
But he's got a new thing now.
I ain't heard that. I've seen people talk about it, but I ain't heard it. And lastly, before we go, I don't know about you, but I have, and I need to just say this and make this super clear. This isn't coming from anyone else. It isn't part of a board. It isn't coming from Poet's mouth. It isn't coming from anyone else's, any corporation. This is me. This is just me. Cool. It's my list. Just mine. Not a list from anyone else. It's just me. What I have listened to a lot this year. Just me. I'm not saying it is the stone cold list or the list that everyone needs to go by or the certified list. It's just my personal preference. So there's no wrong in it. Okay? I have my top 12 albums of the year. Now, right? I remember when I said this, there was actually a few people that were like, "Rah, like you actually even got a list?" Like there's not.
That's mad.
I'm like, there was some phenomenal projects that came out for 2019 for me personally that I liked. Yeah. So I'm gonna say mine. I'm gonna start.
I wrote a
from
list
the
as
bottom.
well. I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
Find it while I tell mine. At number 12. Okay. So there's a hot take.
Go on.
If you want, you can do yours while I'm saying it.
No, I can't find it.
Okay. Cool. So at number 12 for me, is a bit of a random one to a lot of people, but Kalashnikov had an album called Iona, and fam, it was actually super touching, bro, because I found myself listening to this album so much. It's about him, basically. It's about him and all the relationship with his mum, yeah, and the intro of the album is like he's actually genuinely crying, bro, and he touches on so many different things, yeah. But if you know Kalashnikov from before, you still have that same energy, and he's saying a lot of things, bro.
Really
it's like
though.
I was super surprised at how good that project was, considering like he's been about for a long time. I ain't heard him for ages or whatever, and like I know that this album went it just went under the radar, but I just picked it up because I was having a conversation with his management to have him on here, and it stalled, and I think maybe a part of it might have been on my side, but I hope that this year we can, like, you know what I mean, sort of reignite that again, because I would like to chat to him. Number 11, another album for me, yeah, was an album called Not Waving But Drowning by Loyal Kana, which I surprisingly really liked. Someone else was listening to it in my car, and then I just found myself constantly listening to it when this person was gone, and just in moments of just me chilling or whatever. And I know that like we don't really talk about him like rap wise in our scene or whatever, but he's really good. And like what he's actually doing in his career is mad, because he did Alexandra Palace as well, right? You know that, right? It's crazy. And he sold out. Yeah. He toured the whole year. Number 10 for me is Skepta, Ignorance is Bliss. Number 9 for me is Mahalia, Love and Compromise. Wait, 10, 12. Where am I? Because I haven't got
That
this.
was 9.
That was 9.
9,
Okay. 9. 8 for me is Grime MC. 7 for me is Nux, NRG 105. One of my favorite young rappers right now, bro. I swear to God, bro. Nux is like, anyway, that's a conversation for another day. After that, number 5. Am I at 5? I think so. 6. Blade Brown, Bags and Boxes 4. Hard, bro. When I tell you, I don't feel like there's not much better rap albums than that album there, bro. Like seriously, I believe every word. The production is cold still. Like there's an element to it that sounds a bit more like an element of professionalism in the music making, but it's still gritty though.
Class, innit?
Yeah,
He's just got that. What I like about Blade Brown, he's got that excellence. He's like a Rick Ross to me, but over here,
oh,
he's got
right,
this excellence about him. Like I made it. Like I just like him. I look at success when I see Blade Brown.
Of course, so do I, bro.
R.I.P. Nana as well, my brother.
But yeah, like I don't know, man. I just think like he's such a certified human being, and I don't even know him like that. But it's still translating in the music, bro. Like seriously, anyway.
He's a great person, bro. A great person.
Number 5 now. Etta Bond. He's mine, bro. Thank you for telling me about Etta Bond.
I told you.
Thank you.
I'm just in love with it to the point where I'm such a fan of Etta Bond. I had banned myself from talking to her sometimes, but she doesn't know. But if she listens to this, she knows now.
Thank you.
So
she had a project. She had 2. She had He's Mine and He's Not Mine. But I'm just saying this is a combination of both. Yeah. Number 4, P Money. Money over everyone free.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. Like. And I went to the show as well. Show was hard. Honorable shout out to Manga, who did the support for that show. Bro, lit. Being a support for anyone, especially in London, is difficult. But I think maybe it's different there because there's a lot of grime fans there and that, and people know Manga, know what he's about or whatever.
He's hard.
But he was good. Number 3, All Spills, A2. Bro, again, I don't know if I could find any like much better rap albums than All Spills A2.
Class.
Different class. And like the fan base that he's growing organically as well. Like seriously, message to him and artists like him. Trust me, don't rush the process. Just enjoy it. Like
he's free now.
You know what I mean? Do that. Like don't look at what everyone else is doing, all the litness here and that. You're creating something super sick. So now I got 2.
He's free.
Your number 1 better be what I think it is.
I got 2. Nah, it isn't, I don't think.
Oh
but, however, I did say at number 2, I said, like, early this year, I don't think that there's going to be much albums that I would put above it.
Oh my God.
But,
what have you put above it?
But, it will be either number 1 or number 2. And I remember some people just thought I was sick in the head for even saying that at the time. But for me, it's Psychodrama by Dave.
What the fuck is number 1?
Bro, number 1 is undisputed for me. Not for anyone else, but for me.
I respect it though.
Yeah, but
Hoodie All Summer, Kano. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna argue with that. Fair enough.
Like, bro, like a man went away for however long he did, and he sat down in a studio or wherever he was, and thought, you know what? Forget the sound. Let's create something and let's do something. I've got things to say.
Let's just create a moment that we all can appreciate.
And he's done that phenomenally, and the music is just super
Crazy.
sick. I can't not have that as my number 1, and I'm battering it, and I listen to it even on the way here.
Teardrops is hard.
Do you know what? I'm going to tell you 12 songs that I really like this year, since I can't do projects. That's just too mad. So, I would say, because I know Cam's got to go, I would say Shorty by Midnight Funk is a bad boy tune. I would say go listen to that. I proper enjoy that song. Oscar Wilde Peace had a song called Touch.
Okay.
Rude boy rhythm that I play quite a bit. I fell in love with Baby Keem. I fell in love with this year Orange Soda.
Okay.
That's Kendrick Lamar's little cousin.
Oh, is it? I'm not aware of it.
Sick. Yang Yang by FKJ.
Sick.
Another song I was mad into.
I know you're a big fan of them still.
Massive fan of FKJ. Jesse James had a song with Gigs. What was the name of it again? I used to batter that song, and it's only been up. I used to play it every single day, but again, another really big song from Jesse James. I think one of the most underrated rappers in the UK.
Yeah.
Proper slept on. Geordie, A13. Geordie's another slept on rapper, I think. I really enjoyed Young Thug's project though. And the song off it was hot. I prefer the video version of Travis Scott though. That was a big song. Naira Marley's tune, Soul P.
Hard.
That is
hard.
Everything about that is so rude, boy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm on, but Lights, Camera, Passion by Western, another good project as well. With Mirror May.
Honorable shout out to them.
That's a big tune. I might have like one more. I'll just go like Benji Flow, but that was last year. That was 2018.
Yes.
But that's 2018.
Oh, that was. It was the end of 2018.
End of 2018. It kind of feels like this year, but it wasn't. Fuck it. I'll just go for Her. Slide. YG. That's a fucking banging tune. And fuck it. Whilst I'm in there, Vibba, Capri Sun, that was lit as well. So, yeah, man. Some good music.
Did I do like, I think I made a list of like, I think I did an R&B one and like a worldwide one, but I can't. Well, maybe we'll do that in a decade thing. But do you know, I got a hot take for some people, by the way. See, R&B wise and that, yeah. I know that like, Summer Walker had an album and it did really well and a lot of people liked it and I liked it or whatever. But for me, the album that I'm putting above that, is Snow Allegra's album.
Forget it.
Hard.
Forget it. You see Snow Allegra, yeah?
Absolutely, bro. Madness.
In fact, furthermore, that one song there, it's just so mad. This song, if any nigga wants to understand,
is it whoa?
Why a girl...
Is it whoa?
What, that I just love too much? No, I want you around. You see, I want you around, yeah? Is the perfect explanation to why a girl will want to be, like, want to have you around, but not want to be with you. Yeah. Just like, I want you here, not in the full capacity of a relationship, but enough to let you know I ain't fucking with no one else.
Yes.
That is the song. And I finally got it. I just can't deal with that situation. But... I was going to say something wild, but Snow Allegra is very pretty girl.
Yeah, she's very attractive. And I'm not going to lie, I was a bit upset that she had Michael B. Jordan in the video for Whoa. I felt jealous of that, and he actually kissed her, which makes me feel like they did a thing, and it hurts me.
Don't think of Snow Allegra like that, please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
But yeah, R&B album of the year for me anyway was Chasing Summer by Sir. And
fam, there's been so much good music when I
that's
think
why
about
when no one can't tell me that there was not good music in 2019.
No, so much.
Seriously, there was loads of it.
Absolutely mad albums.
Anyway, yeah, we'll do a conversation about the decade. I don't know about lists and that, but we'll discuss the whole decade. I want to do that, man.
The decade.
It'd be too hard to do lists.
What I've done is this is what I've done. I've written a bunch of like just talking points.
I'll trust you.
Okay, cool. So we just talk about the talking points, and then I will probably have a list, and then it might make you think about certain things. Yeah. Listen, thanks for like obviously the support from everyone or whatever. And
thanks to everyone that came to the live show. I absolutely fucking loved it. We're gonna do another live show.
We're working on one as well now. Don't worry.
No, we got one next. We got one last week. We got one yesterday as well.
Huh? What? Alright, cool. Whatever. Callum's doing site visits actually still. But yeah, anyway, boom. Thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah, let's go and get it, innit?